Trump 2.0. How's it going?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. When in the waning days of the election, I had arguments with a lot of friends of mine, and they're friends, who were going to vote against Kamala Harris for Donald Trump. And I thought their calculations were wrong. I didn't vote for Harris, but I was certainly not going to vote for Donald Trump. But I also live in Washington, D.C., so I didn't think my vote mattered all that much. But the argument that you heard from everybody was the best case scenario was also the most likely scenario. And the best case scenario for them was that it was going to be a repeat of the first Trump term, which I thought they were overly nostalgic about, and it forgot a lot of things about the first Trump term.
Yeah.
But they said, look, at the end of the day, what was so bad? It was sort of a sophisticated version of, it was a lot of mean tweets, but the economy was great, right? And my position at the time was, that is the best case scenario, because he's not going to change. But it is not the most likely scenario. And I think we now know I was right. The first term, whatever successes there were largely the result of the fact that Trump didn't know what he was doing and was constrained by more sort of normie Republicans who narrowed his scope of options and warned him off bad things, and in some ways undermined him in ways that people can legitimately complain about.
Yeah, many of us spoke about guardrails at that point, and people didn't seem to care.
Right. Institutions are holding and all that kind of stuff, right? And so, fast forward to today, he has surrounded himself entirely with absolute loyalists whose mission is to enact whatever Trump wants to do rather than push back on it. Rather than say, Mr. President, that's a bad idea, or you shouldn't do that. It's all, yes, sir, how high kind of stuff. And it's a mess. I think it's a mess.